Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello and thank you for stopping by. I am Achie. I am a wife, I am a mom, I'm an entrepreneur, I am a certified life breakthrough coach, and I'm also a professional speaker. And today we are just going to have some very candid conversation. So I want you guys to bear with me because I hesitated to make this video for several reasons. For one, it is very emotional for me to talk about the things that I'm going to talk about today. And for two, I have never shared these things publicly. But I know, like I know my name, that what I am going to share will definitely help somebody. So, for those of you who have been watching my videos, you know that I like to keep them 10 minutes or less. However, I have a strong feeling that this video will probably be over 10 minutes. So I may be splitting it into a part 1 and a part 2. So today is a very special day for me. Today is my 37th birthday. Like, I was talking to my dad today and my brother, and I just can't believe I'm 37. I've mentioned in another video that my internal age is 24. Like, I really think in my mind that I am still 24. So when it's like, you're 37 today, it's like, I can't believe it. In my mind, I think I'm still in college or something. I don't know. I mean, not like I haven't matured, but I guess, I don't know, 37 is a big deal for me. And for some people, 40 is like the big mark. But part of what I'm sharing in this video is why, to me, 37 was a huge deal. So let's hop right in. So one of the huge things that basically terrified me about turning 37 was the fact that when I was 14 years old, my mother passed away. She had metastatic breast cancer that, of course, started in her breast and ended in her brain. And she passed away 2 weeks after she turned 37 years old. What I didn't know was that I was terrified to turn 37. I did not realize that that was even a thing for me, right? And you may hear my toddler in the background. He just woke up from his nap. But I didn't understand, or I didn't even realize that turning 37 was a thing for me. And I'm going to tell you when it surfaced. And I'm going to be talking about the limiting beliefs I had around this. So just kind of bear with me. Like I said, we're having some candid, emotional conversation today. So there were some things going on in my family that just kind of hit all at once. It was things happening with my dad, some things happening with my husband, things happening with my brother. My grandfather passed away in the mix of everything. And it was a lot on me. Along with having a baby, it was just a whole lot on me. And I didn't realize that I was under so much stress. And I didn't realize that I was dealing with anxiety. Now, I'm being, again, very honest in this video. So I'm going to tell you, there was a time in my life where I did not believe in anxiety. I've been used to dealing with so much in my life and just different tragedies and just kind of big things happening. And it seems that I've always powered through them. So when I would hear people say, oh my gosh, this is giving me anxiety, or I'm having an anxiety attack, I would just kind of be like, okay. And the reason why, and no disrespect for anyone who suffers from that, I'm just being very honest with you. One of the reasons why that was just kind of like, okay, does anybody truly have anxiety? Because the term just started to be thrown around just so freely, you know, just kind of like the OCD thing. So it's like, if you like your home super clean or you're super meticulous about things, oh, you're OCD. Or it's like, oh, you're going to be OCD about your clothes, or she's OCD about her vehicle, or so it's like just kind of being thrown around, not knowing that, or not realizing that OCD is a real diagnosis, bona fide diagnosis that, you know, really can debilitate someone. And it shouldn't be thrown around so lightly. But that's how I view the anxiety thing, right? So I'm going through these different things. And to me, I'm just dealing with it like I do. I deal with things, take a licking and keep on ticking, just kind of how I was raised. I come from a family of strong women, and I'm just used to taking things and just, you know, do what you got to do. No big deal, right? Well, one day, I'll tell you where it started. So one day I wrote a to-do list, and I'm a to-do list person. Okay. And I wrote a to-do list, and this particular day, it was a lot on my to-do list. And I looked at my to-do list, and my heart started racing. Like, literally started racing. And I felt overwhelmed. I felt immediately stressed out. A little bit of confusion came over me, and it scared me because I've never dealt with this before. And I said, whew, okay, what's going on? All right, Achie, just don't do the to-do list. You know what I mean? But I felt it coming, and I just tried to talk myself out of it. And I'm not going to talk myself out of it. I talk myself down. So I do a lot of self-talk, right? And so I literally just talk myself down. And I didn't know what was happening. About 4 days later, it was about 11 o'clock at night, and I was on the phone with my dad. And my husband wasn't home. He was away, and the baby was sleeping. And bear with me. And I was about to end the call with my dad, and I said, okay, I have to go now. And I was trying to hide what was happening because I didn't want my dad to kind of panic and worry. And I said, Daddy, I don't want to tell you this, but I am about to call the ambulance. And he said, what's wrong? Because we had been talking on the phone for about 15 minutes, and I was fine. I thought I was fine. But literally all of a sudden, it felt like my organs were shutting down. It felt like I was dying. And I've never felt that before, but that is the closest thing I can equate it to. It felt like I was dying. It felt like the fluids in the blood from my organs was just seeping down. Like, it just seemed like my body was shutting down. Like that's the only way that I can describe it. And the only thing that I could think of was, I have a baby in the other room that's asleep, and he's gonna want to see mommy when he wakes up. And that's all he knows. And I am, if you guys watch my birth story, I told you that I don't really do hospitals like that at all. I've never been in the back of an ambulance. Never had to call 911 for myself. And I was terrified, but because I knew I had a son in the room, and it was just he and I here, I knew that I had to get some help. Like, I can't just croak on my bed and like nobody knows what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, that would be the most irresponsible thing ever if I could control it. So I unlocked my door remotely, and I called my neighbor. Well, I called the ambulance, and I called my neighbor and let her know that I would need her to come sit here, while the baby was asleep. Thank God she was available. I called my best friend. It took me probably 3 to 4 minutes to find her number in my phone. And I'm at this point shaking uncontrollably. And overall, I'm a healthy person. I don't have any ailments. I've never had to have any surgery. I'm not allergic to anything. I'm not on any medication. Like, all in all, I'm a healthy person. So for the life of me, I didn't know what was going on. Well, the ambulance came, paramedics came, and it's like, seemed like 10 people at my house, because, you know, the firefighters got to come. And so I'm like, okay, this is overwhelming. But it's like, then I'm fading in and out. It's like, the first time in my life, I felt like I was losing my mind. I mean, oh my God. I've just never dealt with anything like this before. And so I go to my office and I'm sitting in the chair, and the only thing I remember is like 7 to 10 pairs of feet that I'm looking down at, like, what is going on? You know what I mean? And they check all my vitals. They're like, everything's fine. Your heart rate is up a little bit, but you know, everything is fine. So then the paramedic starts asking me, you know, are you going through any stress in your life? Has anything happened recently? And I'm like, I'm going through a lot right now. Like, yes, there's a lot of stress happening in my life. Yeah, a whole lot. And I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? And she keeps asking me, well, are you on any medication? No. You know, do you take any drugs? Do you drink? No. And then she kept saying, well, what do you do to cope? And I'm like, lady, I need to know if I'm about to die. Like, what are you even worried about my family issues for? And then she mentioned anxiety. And I remember, like, in between, like, I would like shake uncontrollably and then it would stop. Then I would shake uncontrollably and then it would stop. And I remember I paused and I looked at her and I said, are you telling me I'm having an anxiety attack? I just couldn't believe it. And she looked at me and she said, well, I'm just saying that these are some of the symptoms. And I'm like, lady, call a spade a spade. I'm a straight shooter. I can take it. Am I having an anxiety attack? And she never fully told me. She just kept saying, these are symptoms. These are symptoms. I'm like, okay. So she told me, basically she told me she thought I was fine. But did I want to go to the hospital? And I said, you know, I'm not big on going to hospitals, especially in the back of a paramedic. I said, however, I have a son that's in their sleep. I said, if it was just me here, I would just press it through and just, you know, hope for the best. If you say I'm going to be fine. I said, but I don't want to take that chance and something be deathly wrong with me. And I ignored it. And then I'm gone. What I didn't realize was happening in my mind with all of this was that I realized that I was going to be turning 37 soon. This happened, let's put some perspective around this. This happened, or a time frame, excuse me. This happened about 5 months ago. And in my mind, in my subconscious mind, which rules our life, and that's another video for another day that I'll get into, I equated being close to 37 to death. So in my mind, I've never had to go to the hospital before in an emergency situation. And now that I'm almost 37, I'm about to go. And this means I might die.